Hi. Well, I would say happy Saturday. Well, I'll say happy Saturday to you. It's not that much of a happy Saturday to me. The sun's trying to come out. Sorry for mopping my eyes, but they are still not right. You know, after a week of eye drops, or more than a week of eye drops, they're still not right. Ah, well, never mind. I shall just cry and hope to enlist some sympathy. Not picked up a crochet hook or a knitting needle in the last week, partly because of the eyes and partly because I was looking after the dogs, as you know. Family are back now. They had a wonderful time, 26 degrees in Spain. I just wish they would have brought some of the sunshine back because it's been, well, we had one nice day. But yesterday the wind blew the roofing felt off the shed, not my shed. The shed we keep the bits and pieces and stuff in. The roofing felt blew off, so that's another task my son has got to do. But obviously not in the wind, he'll have to wait while it dies down. Well, I do have something to show you for a change. I did splurge and I bought Simply Crochet, the magazine. I know that Tracy Crochet Rocks usually does the reviews. I don't usually bother because, to be quite honest, you know, they're about £10 a pop, these magazines these days, yeah? This one is issue 135, and I actually got it because of the jumper on the front cover, but whether I'll make it or not is another matter. Got the gloves on because my hands are cold. Right, what have we got? We have got an amigurumi of the new king. Well, he's not a new king, he's in his 70s, but, you know, it's our new king, Charles III. Yeah. I think the pattern's in here, actually, so for a change. We shall skip past what is in the magazine, because you'll be coming to that shortly, won't you? Yeah. So let's have a look what we've got in here. We have got a free pattern if you go online, I presume. Ooh, for Cascade Yarns. It says, cascadeyarns.com, and it's a free pattern by a lady I can't pronounce, Kristin, but it's one of those Polish or Ukrainian names that have too many S's and Z's in, you know. This one is, I think this is a paid pattern. The Fibre Cows by Hook 2, a collection of 6 crochet pieces. I don't think it's free. I think you have to pay for the book for that one. Because we all know you can find granny squares anywhere on the internet for free. And you don't really need a pattern for one of those, do you? In any case, there's a million free on YouTube or whatever. Ravelry, you know, you don't have to buy the book. Right, inspiring books now, are they? Oh, they're so little you're not going to be able to see them. The only one that I would say that I do recommend was the one I did a little bit on, which was the Timeless Textured Baby Crochet book by Vita Apala, who was otherwise known as the name escapes me, but if you go back on my videos you will find out what it was. That baby book I did recommend. The other baby book I recommended, well, I didn't recommend. The other day I did a thing on that, was just a waste of space and time, yeah. Oh, you could get the Charles jumper, I presume the Charles jumper pattern for £6, and you could get both of them for £11. I presume that is not the jumper. I presume that is just the pattern for that. You know, oh, £11 for a pattern. It's a lot of money, isn't it? Or is it just me? You know, is it just me? And And you can buy this kit where you get 3 sheep, but it's £24.95 for the pattern, and I presume the wool for the 3 sheep. I presume. If not, that's one heck of a lot of money for the pattern. Yeah, right. Let's have a look. Let's go into the patterns. Well, that's, if I made blankets, that is very colourful. That is something that I would do if I had the patience to make a blanket. But as you know, I'm a blanket-free zone. I do not have the patience to sit chuddering across a row one way and chuddering across a row another way when I've got about 200 chain. Not my thing. This are just tops for baskets that you've already, I presume, bought, yeah? You're just putting a top on them to make them look a bit more jazzy. This is what I did actually like on the front cover. Whether I will actually make it is another matter, but you know me. I love my colourful boho things. And the round cushion reminds me so much of a set of cushions that my aunt made for me when I got married. Now I would love to have those crochet cushions back again. But, you know, being young married and having a theme of colour, they didn't fit in, you know. So I didn't keep them. Boy, do you kick yourself at later dates, don't you? They were gorgeous. They really were. Looking back, they were gorgeous. Why I didn't keep them, I do not know. But I didn't. So it's one of those things you can smack yourself for later, yeah. They were very, very similar to that round cushion. Yeah. I always meant to remake them, but of course I never did. Now that would slightly worry me, is whether they would get hot, you know, from the heat from the light bulb. Very pretty and all that jazz, but reminds me very much of the raffia ones we made at school. Did you ever make them on a metal frame where you wove the raffia in and out and made a lampshade? When you put them in your bedroom, it will look like a spider's web going around the bedroom, yeah. They just cover up a plant pot. I would always worry about them getting dirty and wet, and because I'm not very accurate with my watering of plants, you know, the water can go places it's not supposed to. And dribble out the edges, you know, I overwater. I either forget to water them altogether, or I overwater them and the poor little things die anyway. I am not the best plant keeper in the world. Oh, I do like that cushion. I would make that cushion now. That round one. I'm not so keen on that one, but I would make that one. In fact, I might. Got a lot of things I might do. Considering I'm not doing anything at the moment, I think that's very optimistic of me. I cannot get in the mood. A, I can't see properly anyway, but B, I'm just not in the mood for picking up my crochet hook or my knitting needle. Yeah, I'm not keen on the colours they've chosen, but I do like the actual design. Yes, it's very boho and it's very whatever. And you may not like it, but I do. Right, here is His Majesty. He's done in Rico cotton. So, but you could do him in any double knit. There's His Majesty. You feel like doing something for the coronation? Do, 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 do. Oh, there's the advert for that. Buy Hook Book 2. I think you have to buy it. It doesn't say how much. You know, the one I said about the granny square jacket, it's got those designs in it. 5 designs. But seeing as I don't like any of the others, and I wouldn't buy it just for the granny square cardigan. Right, you get a 14 ball yarn bundle from Stylecraft worth £54 if you subscribe today. I wouldn't have thought that that in Stylecraft would have been worth £54, pardon me for being rude, but you know, if you go online and order, or you go to your local yarn shop, or even if you go to www.hobbyrocks.co.uk or crochetrocks, I think it is, .co.uk. Anyway, if you went to her shop, I'm sure it wouldn't be £54 to get those balls of wool. Right. I have seen this guy before on YouTube. I don't follow him, but he's called Michael Cao, Cao, Ko. He does amigurumis anyway, and he does the dreaded cactus. I never killed a cactus actually. Well, I did actually. I overwatered one. But apart from that, I did keep a cactus for a bit longer. Right, I do have some of these plain bags in the shed actually, but I don't think I want to put a watermelon in one. This one is called Dot and Dash, wide sleeves with the cosy ribbed trim. It's not exactly floating my boat, that one. But see, you never know, you might. Now, I used to know a guy when I was in a knit club in Salford called Roger. And he used to do things like that. He would absolutely love that pattern. He did one, I think he's got it on his wall actually. He did it of the landscape of Manchester. All in fine thread and little teeny weeny hooks. He used to do everything in teeny weeny hooks and that. I was reminded of him today because on Facebook, one of my memories was like these musical notes that came up from about 11 years ago. And it reminded me when we yarn bombed in Salford. And I can't remember what Roger actually crocheted, but no doubt he did something. We were asked to do things on a musical theme, you know. I just did, you know, the trebles and the clefs and what have you got. And they went on lamppost somewhere in Salford, yeah. A Maker's Melody, what's this one? Julia Chang of The Little World of Whimsy. If you're into amigurumi. The patterns are not in the book. They are just advertising that you have to do them. Animal friends to put on your coffee cups. If you ever buy enough coffee cups out in the street, which I don't. Stormy weather. A scarf. Done in a sort of a zigzaggy pattern. Right, party bunting, which again does not float my boat. They give people different lots of thread and ask them to do patterns with them. I'm afraid neither of those lots of bunting would float my boat, although we were joking about making bunting to jazz up my very boring mobility scooter, because it is very boring, it's just grey. And I need to, you know, have some decals on it, go faster stripes or something. But it has to be something crochet related, so we shall see. This is one of those crochet along blanket things where you've got to be dragged into buying this magazine for about the next 12 episodes, you know. All very well, but who wants to commit to that? They don't really, do you? Well, I don't anyway. I don't have the cash anymore. Right, ready, steady, hook. Hundreds of hooksters join forces in an attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the most people crocheting simultaneously or simultaneously, depends how you pronounce it. I pronounce it simultaneously. It's just showing some people who were doing it. I didn't even know there was a world record going on, but then, you know. Perhaps I didn't come out of my burrow, you know. Right, this, you know that book I didn't like, the baby book? They have picked the one decent pattern that's in it, which is that one. So sadly, people seeing that would think, oh, I'll buy the book. Other things that may look like that will be in it. No. Other things that are in the book are not like that. You saw it, didn't you? If you missed it, look in one of my previous videos and you will find that it was a very disappointing baby book. Very, very disappointing baby book. Right, Under the Sea. Plunge into Emma Leith's colourful yet understated sea urchin blanket. Can you see it? It's quite pale. You can see a little bit more there, maybe. Sea urchins. I would have said Catherine wheels myself, but that's me. Oh, that's a better picture. Better picture of Catherine. I always go the wrong way with this thing, don't I? Right. Ginger Pink Yarns, an indie dyer. Obviously she's using natural products to dye her yarns. All probably mega expensive, which is way past my budget these days. I still have some beautiful yarns, hand dyed, you know, different skeins that I've bought over the years, but they're so pretty. I'm not making socks with them, and I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. Yeah. If you want to look French, ooh la la, you can have a beret, or as my old aunt used to call it, a beret. She refused to call it a beret; it was a beret. Right, this is a bag, which, as you know, bags are fine if you line them, but if you don't line them and you're not a tight crocheter, they tend to plunge rather a lot when you put your spuds in them. Yeah? You tend to be dragging them along the floor behind you. Right, the new season's yarns. We have got Stylecraft Savannah, $5.19 for 100 grams, so I suppose that's not too bad, is it? Wool Culture Cotton Candy, £3.50 for 50 grams. We have got King Cole Linendale, which is £3.39 for 50 grams. It's the pink one. 4-ply colour, which is Regia sock yarn, isn't it? That looks like $4.95, which isn't bad when you compare it to the hand-dyed prices for sock yarn. You know, getting a pair of socks for $4.95. Oh no, I beg your pardon, it's only 50 grams. You probably need 2 of them to make a pair of socks. Alright, World of Wool Alt Yarn 4-ply, £6.90 for 100 grams. That's the pinky one, and the last one is one of those Karen's Ogo things, you know, the big circle things. That's $5.99 for 141 grams, so it's quite cheap really, that, isn't it? Not used the Ogo. I think like Tracy from Crochet Rocks has got something very similar in her shop. Yeah, I don't know whether it's that particular one, but she's got something that looks very similar. Yeah. Right, show us yours inside the Dragon Den. The pictures are so tiny I can't really show you them. Then we've got the Help I Hate foundation chain. So that's like that, you know, where you do the foundation chain and the first row all in one go. Doris Chan uses a lot of those when she starts off any of her work, yeah. What's in next issue? That's what's in next issue. Scarf. Will I be buying it? I don't think so. Oh, you get 3 bamboo hooks, which I don't use, so that wouldn't. And that black and white sweater thing that everybody's done that looks like that Wednesday, you know, the video. No, the video, the film, is it Wednesday? So no, I don't think I'll be buying that one. Right. Oh, those if you want to crochet pictures of people. Which again I've got no interest in doing, but never mind. In actual fact, you got a free gift with it, which was a shawl pin. Yeah, they're always handy because I can never find my decent ones. I've got some beautiful ones I paid a lot for. But where they are, I don't know. Can't find them. What also came was edits that came with it, which actually was far nicer patterns than the book, the crochet book. And what I like about this is they're using a more mature model. That one is like a poncho. Nice to see a more mature model, isn't it, instead of some sweet young thing. You can't relate, well at my age group you can't relate to some sweet young thing modelling something and nothing. You know, you're like thinking, nah, it's not my style. There we go. I'll show you them better pictures. I think there's bigger pictures inside. Yeah, this one is called Come Around. It's a poncho, I presume top down. What's it done in? It's done in a double knitting. It's done in that Sheep Jeeps, I can't pronounce it, Skages whirligig. And it's on a 4mm hook, so it's probably, it is double knit, isn't it? Yes. It's one of those that shades down to be darker at the bottom, paler at the top. This one is called Aqua Dreams, which is very, very pretty, sort of almost a bit pineapple in its design. This one is done in, it's done in a 4-ply. Again, it's Skages, Sheep Jeeps, Woolly Whirl. It's cotton and wool, and it's on a 4mm hook. Very pretty. Quite like that one. You know, it's very pineapple-y, which I quite like. I have done the pineapple stitch in other things, and it's quite nice. And this one is called Fresh Filet. Oh, it's falling to bits, me book. Obviously not been very well stapled. There we go. I'm not sure I would have done it dark to light. I think I would have done mine light at the top, dark at the bottom, but that's just a personal preference, isn't it? And it is done in a double knit. Again, Sheep Jeeps. Whirl Fine Art, wool acrylic and microfiber, and it's on a 3.75, which is quite tight really for double knitting, but I presume it's because it's so open wide. Yeah. I think I would have done it light at the top and dark at the bottom, but that's just my preference, yeah. Yeah. Meet the designer. Who is she? Sherry White. So we can meet the designer. That's nice, isn't it? Entrelac. I have done it, but it takes ages to do it. You know me, lacking in patience, Janet, yeah. Yeah, so that's, as I say, it's just an advert on the back for the Sheep Jeeps wool, Skages wool, whatever you pronounce it. There's always a bit of a dispute of opinion on how you actually pronounce it, yeah. So I've done nothing. I mean, I've got the bolero here, all it wants is the sleeves finishing off and sewing in. They're actually done, but they need the edging, putting around the edge of the sleeve and sewing in. And they've been like that for over a week. So I need to decide, you know, what I'm going to do tonight, maybe on my live. Whether I'm going to start doing something else or not, I don't know. I don't know. Even buying new yarn didn't inspire me. I'm just in that mood. You know, and you completely, I've done it before. It comes back eventually. Something strikes me, imagination, and it starts me off again. But so far, I mean, I've looked at different patterns on Ravelry, I've looked at Pinterest, I've looked at different things, but nothing has gone, make me. I want you to make me right now. Nothing has done that. But of course this week I couldn't really crochet much because Trixie sheds everywhere. She sheds hair, you know. I think this is part of the reason why my eyes are so bad, because I've been wearing her. She's been, wherever I've been, she's been all over me. And you can't crochet, especially if you're hoping to maybe sell it. You can't crochet when you've got a shedding dog everywhere. You know, nobody wants to buy something with dog hair woven into it. It's bad enough when I weave one of my own hairs into it. But they're usually long, so I can usually pull them all out. So, anyway, I shall see you all later if you come on my live. I'll be there at 9 o'clock. Runny eyes, etc. as well. At least I won't be wearing my pink glasses tonight. They are fit to be seen. They're not red anymore like, oh God, last week they were bright red inside. I looked like I'd got, you know, pink eye. Terrible they were. And all gummy and stuck together, so they weren't a pretty sight. So I wore my pink glasses so not to put you off your tea, you know. So, but today they're okay. They feel tight. They feel like I can't open them properly because they feel tight. I don't know whether that's the eye drops that's shrinking everything down or not. I don't know. I mean, I do tend to have Miss Piggy eyes anyway, you know. I don't have lovely big wide eyes like, you know. Used to be the bane of my life when I was younger. You know, and you want to put all the fancy eye makeup on. It used to be like the Cleopatra look when I was young. And I never had the eyes for it. I never had the hair either, you know, to backcomb. I mean, I've got puny hair. I never had the hair like to backcomb it. That was all the rage, you know. I suppose you could call it individual. And I didn't look like everybody else. That amazes me with today's young girls, how they all want to look alike. You know, with the furry eyelashes and the Botox. But not Botox, the fillers in their lips. And they've all got the big hoopy earrings and they've all got the same hairstyle. I mean, that would have driven me crackers when I was their age, yeah. I've always been a bit of an individual, yeah. A friend of mine put a picture on Facebook saying, oh, look at this skirt that we were all the rage in the 70s, and I'm looking at it thinking, I'd wear that now. But then, you know, there's not many like me. As my dad used to say, there's not many of you in a pound, dear. You know, a pound in weight, not in... Yeah. Not many of me to a pound. I think what he meant wasn't many of me to a ton, actually. Because I was, yeah. I mean, I'm still losing weight a little bit, but what amazes me is, how can you lose 3.5 stone, which if you're in America, that's 3 times £14 plus 7, and only come down 1 dress size? Oh. I was discussing that with a friend of mine, yeah. I think it's my midriff. I think it's my tummy and my waist that hasn't shrunk. Everything else is shrunk. My boobs have gone and my hips have gone less. My legs have certainly gone less. But I think it's the middle bit, you know, that I can't fit into smaller size things because my middle bit hasn't gone in. You know, I used to have a waist. I used to have a lovely little tiny waist. Up to being a mum, yeah. Up to being a mum, I had a lovely tiny waist, and then I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't have stretch marks. I don't have the big saggy belly like some people have. Too much information, I know. But, you know, when some ladies have had babies, they never kind of go back, do they? Can't blame it on my son. Can't blame my belly on my son. It's just years of overeating, I suppose. I don't overeat now, but I do admit to eating wrong. Hold my hand up. You know, if there's a right choice and a wrong choice, you can bet your boots I'll choose the wrong choice. Yeah? So it's not portion size or anything like that. You know, people expect when you're a big girl like me that you eat massive loads of food, which I don't, yeah. I just should be a bit wiser with my choice of food. I can't help it if I like the wrong things in life, yeah. I mean, I don't drink. I mean, I'm not teetotal, as you can see from the bottles behind me. But I don't drink. I'll have a drink now and again, but I don't actually drink, yeah. So it's not that that puts the calories on me. I do have a bit of a passion for chocolate. I will hold my hand up for you to slap it, because I do have a bit of a passion for chocolate. Oh, and that is now telling me that I have been speaking long enough and it's time for me to go. I bet you're all used to my phone by now, aren't you? Anyway, if you're one of my regulars, I'll see you tonight on the live. If not, maybe, you never know, I might just actually pick up a crochet hook. You never know, you're lucky in a raffle. Bye for now.